Hi, everyone. So let's do a reading that covers the weekend ahead. So, my intention for this reading is to cover either the weekend ahead or the next 3 days from when you are watching this. So, I'd like to start with a zodiac sign, not because it is your sign necessarily, but because I'd like to get an idea of the energy that we're working with. So we rolled Sagittarius, and the energy of Sagittarius is one of spontaneity. It can be a very wise energy. This could be our highest ideas, our highest ideals, but what I am getting is an idea of movement and something spontaneous. So it could be that this weekend you are doing things that you weren't expecting to do. There might be some kind of an energy of spontaneity or moving around, a lot of action perhaps this weekend. So I'd like to get an archetype card. I'm also going to get a message from your animal spirit guides, and then we've got some tarot that we can talk to. So let's start with an archetype card for the energy of the weekend. So the card that we have is the thread. So the thread is giving, in fact, I'm looking at these two together and I'm seeing the arrow for the Sagittarius and the thread, and they're reminding me of each other, that even if there's a lot going on this weekend, even if there's a lot of chaos going on, it's like you're staying on the straight and narrow, that you are staying on course. You're finding that shred of truth in all the chaos. So it may be that this is ending up being sort of a chaotic weekend for you. So, but let's also pull a message from your animal spirit guides and see if there's anything. Oh, that one definitely wants out. So there's the Roadrunner. Keep your sense of humor and don't take things too seriously. So this is all giving sort of that same idea that the Roadrunner is very active and keeps moving forward, like this idea of Sagittarius. But then at the same time, it's even if there's a lot of chaos going on around you, to really keep focused and keep your sense of humor. If there is a lot of chaos going around you this weekend, to really just stay focused and stay light. That's what I have so far. So let's see how this all plays in, but let's get some tarot too to add to this energy. So we have the Six of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, King of Swords, Six of Swords. Underneath, Nine of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. And underneath everything, I'm seeing the 10 of Wands. So when I see the 10 of Wands hiding underneath everything, which this is our hidden potential, but the 10s also represent the end of something. So what this is telling me right away, and not to mention, this is also a card for Sagittarius, the 10 of Wands. So, but there's something that's coming to a close for you this weekend. And so I feel like there's a change that's coming in, which might be creating a bit of chaos for you this weekend. So if you notice things changing around you, coming to an end, and it feels chaotic, it's intended to be that way. And so this is really asking you to embrace that change that's happening around you this weekend. So, but let's get into this. So you're being asked to focus on, it looks like you're being asked to focus on asking for help. It looks like there's a need to ask for help. That's what I have. I don't see anyone else in this reading. I only see you, and you are showing up as a King of Swords. So it feels like you're in this very independent stance right now, that you are very self-sufficient. You have a lot of things going for you. But if you feel like with this change that's going on around you, it could be a job change, because I'm seeing a lot of pentacles in this reading. But if you feel like there is something very significant changing in your life, it's asking you to really focus on asking for help, getting advice, getting guidance. And I can see with this Eight of Swords that you may be keeping yourself too small when it comes to whatever this change is or whatever your opportunities are. And I think that's why the Roadrunner showed up here too, because it's asking you to keep it light, not to let the chaos, not to let the change, not to let the overwhelm get to you this weekend. That if you ask for help, if you find help around you and not be so independent, it's going to make this transition a lot easier for you than if you just try to do it yourself. But the challenge to me looks like you are walking away from your support system, because the Ten of Pentacles can very much be about a support system. And so it feels to me like whatever this change is that's coming in for you this weekend, and it's going to be different for a lot of you, but it feels like it was so sudden that you feel alone, that you feel like you have to go do this journey on your own, which is what the Eight of Cups is about. It's about a journey to find yourself. But the cards again are really asking you to find a support system with the Ten of Pentacles, that you don't have to do this alone, that there are people around you, but they're not showing up in this reading. So it tells me that this weekend you might be inclined to isolate yourself or deal with whatever this change is, whatever this chaos is, whatever this overwhelm is. You're inclined to deal with it on your own, but the cards are really urging you to go to a community. It looks like you already have a community that already exists because the Ten of Pentacles is here, but you might not be using them as a resource. So maybe this is a network for you. If you're looking for a new job, there's a network of people who wants to be able to help you. Things like that. Maybe your friends, maybe your family, whoever that is for you that can help you sort this out, that you don't have to feel like you're on this journey alone or that you're going through these really deep changes on your own. So the message that's coming through here, though, is that you are a lot stronger than you think you are, because you're showing up as a King of Swords, but you're in an Eight of Swords environment. And this is very reassuring to me, because there's no better card in the deck than the King of Swords to tackle an Eight of Swords energy. The King of Swords has been in conflict before. The King of Swords has been in a fear mentality before. But the King of Swords grew into a king by understanding how to overcome doubts, fears, insecurities. And so the fact that you are showing up as a King of Swords is really great in this sense, because it shows that you know who you are. You're feeling empowered and you know how to stand out and how to set yourself apart and how to be noticed. But yet you're still sitting in this space of fear where it feels like you're holding yourself to be too small. And that's where I think this network or this group or support system is really going to come and help you to be able to expand your energy and make you remember that you are actually a king and not in this fear mentality. But I think right now, because of all the changes, the overwhelm, the chaos, whatever this is for you that's happening this weekend, it's got you feeling a little bit insecure or scared or fearful or scarce or whatever that feeling that it's providing you is. You have to be reminded that you are a king, and that's where your support system is going to come in. But I love your potential outcome for the weekend, because this is saying that you are escaping this. You're escaping this feeling of chaos, this feeling of overwhelm, that you are remembering that you are the King of Swords, and you're jumping in this boat and you're moving away from whatever your lack mentality is, whatever your fears, insecurities, whatever that is for you. You're really moving away from that. You're escaping it, because the Six of Swords is the card of escape. But then it looks to me like you're headed straight towards your work or whatever this is that was disrupted by the weekend energy, whatever this was, whatever ending was coming around, and it could have to do with your work. But there's a sense of loyalty here that you're still doing your work. You're still diligently doing your work. You could be having an increase in money. You could be the Eight of Pentacles is about having a payoff or having your efforts paid off, that your hard work always pays off when you see the Eight of Pentacles. This is an advancement of your professional work generally. So what this is saying is that whatever chaos was happening probably in a previous job, could be a relationship, but this looks a lot like a work reading, that whatever chaos was happening, that just using your support system, remembering that you are a powerful person escaping that situation, you're going to have a payoff at the end, whether that's through a raise or if this is through a new job. But it does seem to keep your sense of humor, keep your head down, keep working, and you will get through this. The Sagittarius keeps moving even through the chaos. So let's get a few more tarot cards just to see if we can get some more energies. So the Six of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Page of Swords. I'm going to flip that over just to make sure we're meeting the YouTube guidelines. But the Page of Swords is asking you to get more information. The Page of Swords is the data collector. And so this is saying, reach out, ask for help. And that's what the Page of Swords does. The Page of Swords communicates and says, hey, you know what? I need to know more about this. I don't know enough about this. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with something? That's what the Page of Swords is encouraging you to do. The Eight of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Seven of Cups. So this is saying that there is an opportunity. The Seven of Cups is about opportunities and an abundance of opportunities. And this is saying, sure, you can go and do this in your own way. You can go and do this on your own. But there's a lot of people here with the Seven of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. A lot of people who want to help you. A lot of people who could give you good advice. And a lot of people who can show you the right opportunities. The King of Swords and the Eight of Swords is clarified by the Fool. So this is about staying optimistic. This is about freeing yourself. The Fool is about freedom. And this is about freeing yourself from these Eight of Swords because you hold the sword of truth. You are the King of Swords. And it's really important not to forget that. And then you can free yourself of this chaos that is setting the stage for this whole entire reading. The Six of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Ten of Cups. This is what we were just saying. The Ten of Cups is about an attainment of something, an abundance of something. And we were just saying with the Eight of Pentacles that this is about you getting a payoff for your efforts. This is about an advancement in your professional work. Whatever this is for you, make it make sense for you and your situation. But this is saying you are escaping this chaos in the next 3 days ahead, and you're headed towards an abundance of something, and it looks like it has to do with your work. So that is your weekend reading. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.